Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of July 10th through to the 16th. This is a short but intense week. We have two planets changing sign and one very intense aspect. So as we start off the week on Monday, June 10th, we have the moon in Aries. Now, the moon in Aries can be a little fiery, can be a little passionate, can be a little spicy. So today we might feel a little bit, I'm going to say triggery on Monday, July 10th. And on this day, Mars moves into Virgo. So moving from Leo into Virgo is going to kind of dampen the spice down a little bit. But Mars in Virgo likes to be practical, likes to be methodical, likes to do things, be of service. This is acts of service now is our love language. And as we, not to say that your love language is going to be different, but now you're just more prone to wanting to help people and do things that you know will make people happy in terms of making their life easier. Now, if you're prone to people pleasing, this is going to exacerbate that. It's going to make it even more so that you want to do for others, anticipate other people's needs. On the very positive side, this can get a lot of things done. This will now bring our attention to our health and daily routines, our health habits, how we are running our life. Are we being efficient? Where we are wasting times on things. So if we're scrolling or you just want to go on social media to connect and do a little bit of that, you might set a timer now. So you're going to kind of create these wonderful ways where you're going to make life better for yourself. So it's actually a very good thing. Now, every sign has its positive and its detriments. And the detriments to Virgo, I am a Virgo, is a perfectionist tendency to get lost in details, analysis paralysis, and not able to sort of move forward until you know all the things. It's a form of control. And so we want to balance that with the opposite, which is Pisces. Pisces and Virgo are opposites to each other, but they are needed for harmony, right? Virgo is about getting things done and being, kind of service, of doing things in a practical way, of getting things done. And Pisces is the dreamer. It's our creativity, our self-expression in our kind of spiritual way, getting in touch with our intuition, a connection with the divine, compassion, empathy. So when we combine these two things, we are now acting from a place of service, but from our intuition, not because our mind says we've got to do the thing, right? So we need these two parts together. So remember that as Virgo, as we kind of are starting to have little bits and pieces of coming into Virgo season. Virgo season doesn't happen until later in August. We still have to go through Leo season first. But Mars in Virgo is going to bring us more of this kind of wanting to be of service, bringing more grounded practicality, getting things accomplished. This is lovely energy to have usually at the beginning of September when we're getting into that kind of routines and getting back into our schedules. Over summer, this can kind of buckle you down a little bit, but also be very organized, especially if you're going on holidays. You might have your checklists, everything organized and accomplished for the summer. So it's a good thing. Now, as we move also later into this day, we also have Mercury opposite Pluto. This is a very intense aspect. It usually happens about once a year. And Pluto is about death, rebirth, and transformation. He's retrograde right now in Capricorn, meaning he's breaking up the patriarchy, breaking up all the old routines and structures that we've had, and he's slowly moving through and being the wrecking ball for them. And Mercury is our mind, our communication, our thought processing. So when we have these two things opposite, this can be intense power struggles, right? Power, manipulation, control, those are all very Plutonian things. And Mercury is our kind of want to move. It's sort of the way that we think. It's the way that we connect with people around us. So maybe we're feeling like intense feelings about the people around us. This can be unearthing secrets. Pluto, brings up from the grave, so to speak. So this can be a great time on a positive side to do research, to do investigation. This is great for therapy. Oh my gosh, great for therapy, great for psychotherapy, going deep within our own psyche. Why do we have this trigger? Why are we feeling like this, right? And this energy is going to be in play for the whole week. So it's going to be very helpful. And it can, on the positive side, so that's kind of this intensity. We can have deep conversations about things that really are lighting our soul up. And Mercury's at the final degrees of Cancer right now, which is about the family, our home base, our inner workings, our inner foundations, family that we grew up with, the dynamics of the family, our connection with our mother. This would be a great time to have therapy about your mom. If your mom is somebody that caused you a lot of pain and trauma in your past, or even it didn't. Like, we learn from our early childhood, right? We pick up things from our parents, even subconsciously, that we might not notice. And as we start to grow and try to kind of grow past where our parents were, we might come into these old programs of like, oof, I can't, I'm loyal to, or no, this is who I am. And it's actually not, it's something you picked up from your parents. So this kind of stuff is what Pluto can unearth for you at this time. Now, on the flip side, it can be deep arguments, power struggles. It can be arguments with mom as well. This can be the battle of ideas, extreme emotions, disagreements, power struggles with people in power, trying to fight the patriarchy and, go there and do something that's harmful. And it's an intense buildup of energy. So this would be a good time, especially with this Mars going into Virgo, to go to the gym, to get this energy out of you. Because Mercury's at the final degrees of Cancer. Cancer rules the home. Great time to clean out all the crap that you've been holding on to in your home that no longer fits, that no longer aligns, that's just broken crap. Great day to clean out all that clutter and use this energy, this mental energy, and get it out of you, right? Not on someone else. This is about getting it out of you and doing something productive with it. And then also on this day, this busy day, this is the busiest day of the week. Every other day is like, okay, but these energies are going to continue for the week, okay? And remember, astrology is just bringing to you what the energies are that are coming into our energetic space, into our field. We are energetic beings having this human experience. And these frequencies are presenting into our field. So the more that you know, the more that you know, right? And the better you're able to surf them. So also on this day, as Mercury is going through those degrees of Cancer, moves into Leo. I personally really like Mercury in Leo because Leo is like grandiose, it's dramatic, it's our self-expression, creativity, it's our own unique gifts and what we bring into the world, how we shine our own unique light from our own place of passion and purpose. Leo is a fire fixed sign. So think of fire concentrating on one spot. It is powerful, right? And if we don't know how to control our fire, then we're kind of putting it in spots that aren't really working or doing anything, right? And burning a hole in ourselves. So this power is really a great energy now for storytelling, for being creative. If you're a creative type that likes to draw, create things, multi-passionate, this is going to really help you in your fire. And this is fun energy. We want to connect. We want to have fun with people. We're optimistic. We are grandiose in our ideas. This is our thinking, right? Mercury is our thinking and our mind and our communication. So in our thoughts, we are having big thoughts. We're having thoughts that light us on fire, our passion and purpose coming to the surface now. This is wonderful energy. And Mercury goes into Leo at night. So at 10, 11 at night. So all of these things are 10, 11 at night. So all these things are kind of happening throughout the day. And we end off the day with Mercury and Leo. Now, if you're like me, I'll probably be in bed by this time. But, this is now the energy that's going to kind of permeate through July and into August. So, end of July. Because end of July, then Mercury will into August. Yeah, we'll go into Virgo. So this is a time now to not so much about the details, and the downside to this is Mercury in Leo, not great at listening. It wants to tell the story. It wants to be the center of attention. It wants to be appreciated. It wants to share ideas and be passionate and be with other people who are passionate. So the upside of this is we're going to bring out a lot more confidence, speaking, great time to write, great time to storytell. If you're someone who's wanting to write a book or get a story out of you, it's great for self-expression, great for giving speeches, which is so ironic because I'm actually going to be giving a talk at wild roses about the moon cycles. And this energy is going to be coming into my field, I know, and be very helpful, as well as all the speakers that are going to be there. So if you're going to be at Wild Roses in Aspen Hills, I think it is, I can't remember the name of it, but here in Alberta, Western Alberta, please come out to me and say hi. And I want to thank you for watching the Astro Forecast. So that is a lovely energy for that day. So we've got a few things going on Monday. Monday's a full day. Now, as we move into Thursday, July 13th, there's no major aspects on this day, but a few things caught my eye. Specifically, a moon square to Mars early in the morning, and then a moon square to Saturn in the afternoon, and Pluto in the afternoon. So it's kind of, moon's aspects go very fast, right? It goes through a sign every 2.5 days. So it says 30 degrees in 2.5 days. So it's pretty fast. It's not really making big aspects, but we feel it. We can start to, the moon is our very first cosmic force that we feel. And this day is going to feel a little bit intense and a little bit frustrating, and maybe feeling like, a little bit triggery on this day. So on Thursday of all days, if you've forgotten or fallen off the meditation wagon, this will be a great day to come into your breath, to put on some good music, to maybe do your favorite meditation, and just calm your nervous system. All right, a good day to that. Friday, July 14th, we have Mercury in conjunct to Saturn retrograde. So Saturn's retrograde in Pisces. This is bringing up where we are not structuring our dreams, where we are not really committing to and being responsible to that intuitive place in us that's telling us this is the nudge, this is the direction. And your mind's going, no, we got to go in this direction. So your mind is Mercury in Leo, is feeling grandiose. Remember, like, look at me, I am amazing. I've got things to give to this world. And there's an inconjunct to Saturn. So there's a feeling here where we're not feeling acknowledged, or we don't feel like we are not worthy of our dreams, or moving forward into those parts of our visions for the future where we're holding ourselves back because we think, who are we? Right, where we might feel like that's too much for us, or we're not able to really follow that through. There's a belief, Mercury, that is preventing us from really owning all of our power. And that can come up for you on Friday. This is an aspect where it can be misunderstandings, miscommunication, pessimism, think you are a negative impression on others as well, where people misunderstand you and are not quite understanding your authority in the world. Accomplishing great mental work is possible on this day. You are shining your light in accordance with your dreams. Are you, or are you dimming your light? That's going to come up today. As well is, I want to just kind of warn you on this day, is small tasks lead to big rewards. Small steps in the right direction, right? So don't feel like, oh, I'm not there yet. This can be that kind of energy, like, oh, it's just never enough, right? No matter how much I do. And I'm going to just remind you, small steps lead to big rewards in the end. Just keep taking those small steps in the right direction. And this is a time now to sort of keep a grander outlook on things, and notice that, like, the details are all going to come together. So you might not know the how, but just keep being committed to your dreams, and just keep taking one small step every day that feels alignment with your spirit, but also gives you safety in your world. Don't worry, it's all going to come together. All right. And then on Saturday, we also have another inconjunct. Now, inconjunct, for those of you who don't know what that term means, is also called a quincunx in astrology. It's a 150-degree angle. So it's like a kink in the energy. It's not flowing properly, but it can flow together. We just have to figure out how to adjust these two powerful planets to work together. So we have another inconjunct, which is Venus, what we love and value, beauty and aesthetic, relationships, money, all those things that we love, in Leo. So grand Leo, remember, wanting to be appreciated, acknowledged for our gifts and talents. We want to be showered with gifts. We want to be showered with affection and appreciation. And you might not feel like that's your love language, and no, that's not me in my real life, but I can guarantee you there are parts of you that want to be acknowledged for the things that you do, and want to be like, thanks, mom, right? Or thanks for taking out the garbage, or thanks for making my snack, the things that you do all the time. And now with Venus Venus now in Leo, and Mercury in, Leo, Venus in Leo, and Mars in Virgo, we can feel like we're not appreciated for the things that we're doing for people. And this in conjunct to Neptune, Neptune, remember, is spirituality, connection to the divine. Neptune's retrograde, showing us where the illusions are in our life, where we are committing to things that aren't actually in alignment for us, or it's like lifting the veil, going, you see what's happening here? This is happening here. So this can actually help us make us feel more not appreciated, not valued for what we're doing. We're doing these things and no one sees us, or no one's acknowledging us. And I'm going to say, Spirit just said, someone on here needs to hear this, that you're not being acknowledged because the people, my coach says this line, and in the right context, it's like blows your mind, right? And it's people in the wrong eyes, value is never seen. In the wrong eyes, value is never seen, right? So my value, so I'll give you an example. My value as a psychic medium, people pay me a lot of money to help them in their life, to help them with their psychic, like use my psychic abilities to help them navigate corners into the future. And I have a friend that paid a psychic to give her a reading. And I gave her the exact same reading for free because she's my friend. And I was just like, she doesn't see the value. I can say all the things. Or a better example is when your mother tells you something, and then when your friend tells you the same thing. And you're like, oh, when your mom's like, like you're just not able to hear it and receive it from certain people. And certain people, you're like, oh yeah, this is gold, right? So I could get, and it's not just me, all the people in my psychic circle where they were like, I'll tell my friends, I'll tell my parents, I'll tell my people around me the things that I know when I'm getting downloaded, and they won't believe me. And then they'll pay somebody else and they'll get the exact same thing. And they're like, oh my God, makes so much sense, right? It's sometimes you can hear it from certain people. So this is going to come into your circle today on Saturday, July 15th, and into Sunday, Monday as well. Is that this feeling of not being appreciated, not being valued, not being validated, and value in the wrong eyes is never seen. It's okay, right? I realize that those people in my life that don't hear that or can't hear it don't value it. And so I don't share it with them anymore. But it also means that I'm holding back a part of myself that isn't really valued there. So I don't really go there very often anymore, right? I value it in other places. I'm valued in other places. I go where I'm valued. Oof, that feels like that was for someone. I go where I am valued. And that's something I actually had to grow into in myself, right? That's part of Leo. Leo is the heart, right? Leo rules the heart. And it just wants to, it just wants to give from its heart and be appreciated and acknowledged for that. And going, man, you're such a good friend. Thank you. Thank you for that. How often do you hear that from your friends? And who do you hear it from in your friendship group? So this can be fueled by love, misunderstandings, projections onto others. This can be also deep spiritual connection that you're creating with someone. Love is not where you want it. You may feel inclined for self-doubt, insecurity, elevated expectations that don't meet reality around money, relationships, and self-esteem on this day. Yeah, it's heavy Sunday, right? Thank God you're not working, or you might be working on the weekends, but it's also going to permeate into Monday. So just being really loving with yourself on this day and compassionate, and just see what information is being presented to you. Neptune retrograde, the veil is being lifted. It is showing you where the illusions have fooled you. This is not a great day to go on a first date. This is not a great day to make an investment, to buy something big. You will be fooled by the big. You will, let's say you buy a diamond ring, you go away, you're like, oh, I love this diamond ring. The next morning you wake up, like, wait a second, is that an imperfection? And you go have it appraised somewhere else, and they're like, oh, this diamond is actually worth half the money you paid for it. So do not buy any big things on Sunday, Monday, especially. It's not a good time for big purchases and or big relationship moves, dating, or big changes in relationships. So just witness, just be a witness to how you're showing up, how your feelings are showing up, and notice and make a decision next week where you want to go with it. All right. So wishing you the most loving week for yourself. This week, you're going to need lots of self-love, lots of dedication to empathy and compassion for yourself, to just witness what is going on around you, what that's bringing up in you, and how you want to heal that thing in you. Because when you make it to neutral and these things don't trigger you anymore, you really make decisions from a place of like what's best for you and for everyone, really, right? I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here, and I wish you the most amazing week ahead. And if you are at Wild Roses, come say hi.